Okay, I am repeatedly asked to help people out with their computers, especially getting them cleaned up and running again. A lot of times it's just slow and sluggish, and you see advertisements for a lot of stuff that charge a lot of money. I'm going to set you through on two different videos here that will do pretty much the same thing that most of what they're doing is, until you get into some specified, really specific areas of problems. But in general purposes, these are going to work fine. This video is going to deal with the anti-malware from MalwareBytes. It's also going to show you where their rootkit scanner is. And for those of you on Windows 8 who want to go away from the tile system, also known as the Metro, and go back to the old start menu, like you see here, I'm going to go ahead and show you where to get that. And all of these are at the same spot. Simply pull up your internet and go to BleepingComputer.com. BleepingComputer.com. First, the anti-malware. You're going to go over here to downloads. Windows. Security. Anti-spyware. And right here's what you're after. This is MalwareBytes with the blue. When you click on that, just click on your download now. And as you can see, it pops up with an installer.
Means we lose cargoes all along the line. Small board on the port side, signaling to come aboard. That will be the police.
I'm just going to drop it on the desktop. Doesn't matter. As long as you know where it is. Once it's done.
My name's Chan. Not Charlie Chan. Well, why, I heard about you from Singapore.
Same way, just trigger it.
Thanks. But you see, I know. You want to get right to work, eh? What do you think about you?
Select English, of course, or whatever language you're in. And I'm going to minimize this one. Here's your main window. Now we're just going to go next. Accept the license. Next. It just tells you a little bit about what's new. Click next. 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 I don't need a desktop icon for it. If those of you on XP, go ahead and use the quick launch. Win 7 doesn't really use the quick launch much. Next. And install. It's that easy. Now make sure that these two are both checked right off the bat. That's going to trigger it to update itself automatically, including its new definitions files, just like your antivirus does. And of course the other one is to tell it to launch when it's done. You just click finish. And you'll see it's now connecting in to get its updates. But you know it's now successfully done. Just click OK. And then anytime you want to run the program, of course, you just go into your Start menu to pull it up. However, the nice thing is it's also in your right-click menu. So, for example, you have a folder that you want to deal with, or you get a program or a file, you can right-click and scan with MalwareBytes Anti-Malware, which is right here. So that helps you also check. Not only can you scan with your antivirus, but you can scan with the malware. And they are two separate things. Now the nice thing is when you look at it, this is trial versions, don't need it. Just run on the regular. This is the update you just did when you first started. And then of course you've got your quarantines and everything just like a regular virus system does. On the scanner you can tell it can do a quick scan or a full scan. Full scan is much longer and much deeper. So right off the bat, run a quick scan first, then do the full scan. That's it. Quick scan is just in small primary areas of the computer. Full scan is every bit of the computer. I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick one here, and I'll come back to you when it's finished so you can see the results. Okay, this is a little surprising for me. First, I'm going to show you how it is. However, what surprises me is the fact that I actually have some detected on my system. I expected to find rootkits that I'll show you next. Did not expect these. Okay, when it finishes, finally, you'll see it took it almost 7 minutes. That it comes up and tells you that it did come up and say something. Click OK. Click to show results. And now you're going to see where it's actually found the issues. I know what those are. Okay. Now as you go through, you'll see it's going to show it's actually found the same issue on all of them. And the reason it's found these is because I have a forensic system that I use to pull up passwords. And that's exactly what this is password recoveries. So I'm going to make sure that they stay unchecked. And because these are valid for me, I'm going to mark these as being ignored. Normally, if you just go through, and since you know you don't have forensic equipment that does dig into systems, you'd have no reason to have something of this nature. In your case, you would highlight them all, and then you would tell it to remove them. And so on. Okay. If you're ever asked to send me the log, you'll hit the save log here. And then you will actually save the log and send that to me. And that's all there is. And you do this, of course, the same thing on...
Say, pardon me for giving you any advice, but you better go easy on these boys. Why? Well, you see, they were off duty and I had to wake them up for you. And actually, they're not in a very good humor. Some of them are pretty...
the full scan.
But I guess you know your business.
It just goes a lot deeper, and you'll expect it to find a lot more items in hidden areas. However, my next step is going to be for their anti-rootKit, and that is also at the same place. I'm going to go to Downloads, Windows. On the left side here, Platform is Windows, Security, and now you want the rootkit scanner. And this is the one where I'm actually expecting to see something come up. And right here is what you're after. It's a giant red M. Not McAfee, MalwareBytes Anti-rootKit. And then, of course, you're going to go through the same routine. And it comes down as a zip file.
Yeah, what's your racket? Why, this guy's a phony. But what do you mean? I've seen plenty of pictures of Charlie Chan, and this chump don't look any more like him than I do.
And up here, I'm waiting for it to finish the download.
Explain everything. I got a picture from a first making an officer of the law. But
Now I just open up my zip file.
go to it.
Nice. And when you open your folder, it's just going to have a folder inside. Just grab that and drag it down to your desktop. You can also tell it to extract if you're used to seeing that kind of functions. Just extract all and give it to a location. Once you're in, the mbar.exe is what you're after. And I've intentionally gone to some websites that do the rootkit installation so I can actually show you what an error comes up with. Okay. When you first run it, it's going to be your introduction. It's going to do your update. And it steps you on your overview here. Pulls down the new database. Success. Go to next. And this is where it's going to scan the system. And notice it scans all the heavy entries here. Make sure all three of these are checked. and then click scan, and then of course wait. So I'll go ahead and get it started, and you'll see that it's going to give you step by step what it's doing when it first gets going. And that done does not mean it finished scanning, it just means it finished initializing its process. Okay, it is still scanning, and it's going to take it a while, and it's going to go in deep. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video until it gets done. There, you can see how it's going. Okay, now you'll see here that the MalwareBytes is finished. The Anti-rootKit system is finished, and it had nothing found, which apparently is a really nice thing. Obviously. That also means, since I intentionally went to websites that do install rootkits, that my antivirus is working the way it's supposed to. So I've been safe from that. Now, last and certainly not the least is going to be a simple addendum, which is for the people that are now getting their Windows 8 system and starting to really hate that Metro or the tiles start menu. There is a way that you can get back to the original start menu. Exit that. This kind of a menu. It's really nice. For those of you that are used to the XP menu and want it back, you can even go back to the XP menu. And it's going to be very simple. You're going to go still at BleepingComputer.com. That's why I'm keeping everything in the one video here. But go to Tutorials, which is right here on the tab. And then down here you'll see Windows 8. Go ahead and click on it. And then to save yourself some time, over on the right side it says search for a tutorial. Simply type in classic shell. CLASSICSHELL. Check the box so it only stays in that category and hit search. And this is what you're after, this giant one right on the top. How to add a start menu to the Windows 8 using Classic Shell. It's a very simple and straightforward install, and it does replace the menu on the bottom. And the wonderful thing about this is it also bypasses the Metro startup, which is the tiles function. It bypasses that completely even when you first reboot your computer. As soon as you log in, it goes straight to your desktop. Just like the old classic computer systems. And this has already got its own built-in step-by-step on what to do, which is really nice. It shows where its setups are, what it does, and the 3 different types of the start menus, which is the original classic prior to XP. Then you've got your XP layout and the Windows Vista and 7 layout, and you can select whichever one you want.
Okay, I'll mail it in the morning.
Now, what we're used to seeing on Windows 7, some of these functions down here, they are actually a right-click menu on the Start button rather than going into Properties of the Start menu. It kind of combined the 2 of them. Works out really well, and you get the same layout, the same functions that you did before. So that is the best part of the bunch. And that ends what I've got for the Bleeping Computer site and the primary systems. My next video is going to be on installing CCleaner and its very basic principal setup and usage. Have a good one.